Hi everyone, my name is Sonia Hamel. I choose for my apply project using functional communication training, FCT with speech generation device to increasing mand and decreasing tantrum behavior in preschool with autism. I implement these functional communications. It's to generation to help in preschool age with autism to improving communication and reducing the problem behavior. And the participant is Sara. She's 5 years old, diagnosis with autism, she attended the preschool classroom. She had very limited verbal communication and often engaging in the tantrum, especially during the transition or when she given the task meant. So our goal was to teach Sarah how to mend or requesting for help and break it using the SGD instead for using challenging behavior to communicate. And for the graph, I used the ABA. You can see it here. It's ABA design. In the baseline phase, yes, in the baseline phase, we observing here in the baseline is not promoting or any reinforcement Sarah engaging in her regular classroom routine while we are taking the number of independent of men and the tantrum. And you can see here we have two graph. It's for the number of the men and the number of the tantrums. And then in the intervention phase line, we introduce the intervention phase. And yes, and here you can see the ABAB baseline and interventions for the number of demands and the number of the tantrums. And this one, the draft I did for Sara. It's the interventions phases. We introduce the FCT procedure. Sarah was reminded to using the SGD at the start for each sessions. If she didn't mend independently with 5 seconds, after the demand, we using must release, promoting to the guides her to using the device. And when she did mend correctly, she's immediately receiving the help or break she's asking for. The tension behavior, you can see it in the first, yes, intentional behavior, you can see it here in seconds. So in second graph, I think she did, she like reducted, but it's not reinforced. Over the time, we faded promotes, and she becoming more independent. The result, it's clear that in the intervention, Sarah independent meant increase and her tantrum behavior decrease. You can see it in the graph too. And each return baseline for progress, it's the regard slightly. And intervention was effective. The pattern repeated again in the final of intervention phase. Supporting functional relationship between FCT with SGD and we using behavior change. So what I learned in this project reinforcements is how powerful FCT and can be improving communication for children with autism, especially when the pair is technology or likely like SGD. We also showing the event when natural environment or preschool classroom with limited session time, behavior change can be occur. And in the term of the implications, this is interventions could be used by teachers, therapists, or aides in the real world of setting, reducing the problem or behavior and improving the access to the communication for nonverbal or the low verbal students. And as for limitations, this was a short-term study with only like one participant. Maybe in the futures I would expand it the duration interventions, including the generalizations purpose, or maybe we can collecting the follow-up data to assessing maintenance, to be like more exploring collaboration. I would like to be explore with speech language pathologies for future support for HCT and used. And thank you for listening. And that's all for the project. Thank you.